Hi everyone, welcome to Research ND. This is Dr. Pramir, work as a Chief Medical Officer and Associate Professor of Medicine. Today we're going to talk about the HbA1c. What are the lies? If you look at the internet, today's YouTube or social media, there's a lot of doctors. They're not really doctors, right? Most of them have like a PhD or like whatever. But if you look at the subscription, they got 30 million, 40 million and all that. Why is that? They delivered the sweetest message, which are like most of the time it's a lie and it's going to affect you. A regular doctor, they go through years and years of training, 8-10 years, and they may know still only like 10%. Imagine the nutritionist and giving you advice on HbA1c. It's like, when they compare, they always say like, it's like going back to your old girlfriend, People always want to go back to your old girlfriend, but that comes with a lot of damages and all of that. But they deliver that sweet message. But don't be like that. Listen to the research and the real facts. We're going to expose those doctors who are trained in the internet and telling you lies forever. What is the number one lie out there? Hemoglobin A1c is unreliable. Replace it with a glucose, the CGM, continuous glucose monitor. Absolute lie. Lie number one, okay? You cannot, HbA1c give you a record for the past 3 months stored in the RBC, very reliable. You cannot replace with a continuous glucose monitor, okay? And that give you every day you can get a reading, but you can use it, both of them kind of together, but don't forget HbA1c is very reliable, okay? Now, key takeaway is a continuous glucose monitor is a powerful tool to use with your HbA1c. Now let's look at the evidence. Multiple landmark studies, diabetes control, complication trial, A1c derived average glucose in 2021 demonstrated hemoglobin A1c is strongly correlated with the long-term complications of diabetes. Okay, proven fact, so don't believe the number one lie. Now, number two, hemoglobin A1c is racially biased, which is, everything in today's world, they like to bring in race. Okay, race, of course, like, you get discriminated against. I'm not saying that could happen, but HbA1c is not a discriminator. It's not going to discriminate white, black, Asian, and all of those kind of things. Take it very seriously. Don't let, somebody tell you it's racially biased. The verdict, again, is a complete distortion, okay? There is no difference between so many studies out there, different race group. It's the same for whites, same for black, same for Asians, same for Indians, same for Arabs, and all of that. So what is the evidence? Let's look at on the right side. Glycemia reduction approaches diabetes trial in 2024. HbA1c was slightly higher in the non-Hispanic. Okay, when you compare to the black and white, but it's not very significant, okay? So again, HbA1c is not racially biased. Let's look at number three. What is the number three? Intermittent fasting permanently normalizes HbA1c. That's a claim these doctors are promoting, but it's not true. What is it? Overstatement. Does it help? Of course it helps intermittent fasting. But they modestly improve HbA1c, but it's all like temporary. You need to keep on doing it. The problem with intermittent fasting is people join the bandwagon and they don't have the capacity to continuously do that for years and years, okay? Because they take a break, their friends or family comes over with the dinner, lunch and all of that. Like a lot of social stigma about eating and all of those kind of things. So it's not going to decrease your HbA1c. Let's look at the study, the evidence, validate 2026. Intermittent fasting reduces hemoglobin A1c. But, it does reduce HbA1c, but it's not a permanent cure. You have to keep monitoring it. Now let's look at the number 4 lie these fake doctors are spreading around. Supplement can replace diabetic medication. What are they saying? Just take the supplement. don't worry about your diabetes, is going to cure. It's not true. Only very few supplements have modest or like some extremely small HbA1c reduction. Okay, but again, you have to talk to a doctor, get the advice. Don't listen to the fake doctors. Go see a real doctor and keep measuring. In today's world, there's a lot of labs you can actually check it, and it's very cheap. You can go and you can buy a machine on the internet and check your HbA1c. Do you guys know that? You don't need to even go to a doctor, and you can get the continuous glucose monitoring. Take the supplement. The problem is the supplement can affect your kidney function also. Anybody is taking supplement, I recommend checking their labs like renal function, kidney function, and the liver function. Okay? Supplements like cinnamon, berberry, and chromium cannot replace. Don't let them believe you. But it's a modest benefit, some of them. But the medicine, always check with your doctor. Check with the HbA1c. Now, just because HbA1c came back like one time, it's not okay. Because it's going to rebound and the next time if you don't act on it. Right? So the evidence is on the right side. Please read it. Let's go to number 5 lie out there. Ketogenic diet can cure HbA1c permanently. There's no permanent cure. You have to keep on monitoring. Like every month or every 3 months you check the HbA1c. Very low carbohydrate or ketogenic diet permanently. That's the myth out there. That's what they're trying to, but the verdict is the benefits fade by 12 months due to severe adherence issues. Nobody can keep up with it. There's a lot of behavioral issues. Okay? So you need to, like, the evidence is on the right side. So meta-analysis done. Again, HbA1c dropped, but it's not permanent. Maybe you stay for 12 months and then it's going to like act up again. Let's go to number 6 lie. Hemoglobin A1c is good. Post-meal spikes don't matter. Okay? But it is matter. Normal hemoglobin A1c means your glucose control is perfectly adequate, but it's not. Always look at the spike. What happens you have when you take what happens when you take a meal? What happens? Is there a postprandial spike is there? Always kind of watch that too. Okay, that all this need to be monitored. Again, evidence-based medicine have shown that. That's why we have talked about this Seth Pavali method. That means you take 100 steps after the meal. Every meal, everyone should take it, and that's going to bring in your blood sugar down. So we're developing an app which we're going to, we probably release it next month. Okay? 7 lie. Lower hemoglobin A1c is always better. Aim for under 7%. Not true. Sometimes if you bring it down too low, people are going to die fast. So all of this, check with the doctor. Keep monitoring. Don't be aggressive trying to bring it down so fast. Sometimes hypoglycemia, you may be walking, driving, and your blood sugar goes down. Very bad. Okay? So a lower number is not always better. That's when you have to look at a lot of other, you need to make sure your blood pressure is okay, kidney function is okay, renal function is okay. Evidence is always on the right side. Please read it. Now let's look at number 8 lie. These doctors, or fake doctors I should say, HbA1c reflects the last 3 months equally. Not true. Okay, it's an average of the past 90 days of blood sugar. So you have to interpret a single hemoglobin A1c value alongside, you have to combine the HbA1c with what's going on in the daily glucose things also. Make sure you prevent postprandial glucose spike. Evidence is on the right side. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.